Eric July has hit another milestone, which is honestly an impossible level, or at least the mainstream industry would make you think that it's an impossible level. What he's done is one of the biggest achievements in comic book history, and this is absolutely amazing. We're going to get to it in just a second. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and I've been doing this for a while, fighting the culture war alongside Rippa with my own books. And so I've got Overmind. It's obviously not doing the level that Rippa is, but I'm a smaller creator. So we're trying to get the word out there as best we can. And this is another non-woke book, which is just a bunch of action, adventure, and fun sci-fi stuff. You'll absolutely love it if you love Star Wars, Flash Gordon, any of the classics. This is definitely going to be for you. So please check that out and pre-order it in the description below. I really appreciate everybody who's done so far. Just making these videos even after the campaign, it doesn't run up the score on BackerKit, but we've gained another $3,000 in sales, and I appreciate you guys. Tremendous support. Honestly, this community that's building right now with conservative culture, with libertarian culture, with just non-woke culture, is the most supportive community I've ever seen ever. I mean, this is the biggest grassroots development in corporate entertainment, any entertainment ever. I mean, you never see anything like this. It's really incredible. All right, the big story of the day, guys, is Rippaverse hits 40,000 backers or orders or customers, whatever you want to call it. This is incredible. Up until this point, I believe like Cyberfrog by Ethan Van Sciver was probably the biggest crowdfund I've ever seen with 11,000, 12,000 orders around there. Rippa has gone way further than that. This has transcended comic books. This has gone mainstream. This is big enough numbers that they should be making a Netflix TV series of it. Unfortunately, we don't want ISOM to be replaced by a transgender woman, so we don't want a Netflix adaptation. Please don't do it, Netflix. But this is awesome. We're so excited for this book. I'm so glad I got in on this, and I know you are too. This is so huge, and I'm going to go over exactly what these numbers mean, just based on mainstream industry numbers. And I'm not going to compare now. So what's happened since the pandemic is the mainstream industry switched their distributors, and so now they don't actually report their sales numbers to the public anymore. Very coincidental with their tanking in sales along that time. So now you don't know exactly what's coming out of Marvel and DC. You don't know the level of sales that are happening. But pre-pandemic, the industry was starting to collapse already, and you see these numbers before all the upheavals and supply chain problems and all that. You can get an accurate depiction of exactly the maximum support that Marvel and DC has for their graphic novels, and it's going to shock you to show their comparison versus what ISOM's doing. This is really cool stuff. So Ethan Van Sciver, the creator of Cyberfrog, did already comment on this morning because he's watching the haters and what's going on with Eric July. He says the amount of gaslighting and concern trolling that Eric July is getting since Rippaverse is unbelievable. There is a metric fuck ton of seething pricks telling him, enjoy your windfall. This won't matter to the industry. They're absolutely terrified. Just chill, pussies. So Ethan has a great way with words. He doesn't mince words at all, and that's why I enjoy having him on my show here periodically and being friends with him. And I totally agree with him. This is insane. I've watched the people from the mainstream industry. They're making sock puppet accounts to go at Eric. There's their fans calling him coon and N-word and things like that. It's been insane watching this, and it's all just because he's a black man who has success without their permission. And that's what the mainstream industry and wokeism is all about at the end of the day. It's about control, controlling the message, controlling who gets popular, controlling who gets to be the gatekeepers. And on top of that, like, they just want to destroy anything that's good and fun and happy. And it's because they're a bunch of miserable people at the end of the day. These are people who sit 8 to 12 hours a day at their keyboards, yelling at people on the internet just about how they're racist, sexist, homophobic, issis all day long. They have no jobs. They have no lives. Or if they do have jobs, they're like minimum wage jobs, like, to where they're getting supplemental income from the government anyway. And that's why they have to try to tear down people who are successes. That's all it comes down to. It has nothing to do with morality or politics for real. They're all disingenuous. It's just about their own lives, and they'll think they'll feel better about themselves if they knock somebody else down. But they can't do that here. I mean, Eric's so far beyond anything else. He's uncancelable at this point. It's crazy. 40,000 sales again. And I'm going to go into the numbers now. So this is August 2019. So we're talking 3 years ago, prior to the pandemic collapse of the comic industry. This is the numbers that were reported for the top graphic novels that were coming out. So this is a one-to-one comparison for exactly what you're going to get with ISOM. So Walking Dead 32 was the biggest at the time. Of course, it was on TV, so you'd expect that it'd be doing really big numbers being a show that was on TV right here. 11,352. That's right. ISOM is doing about 4 times the amount of The Walking Dead, which has a TV show to advertise it. Absolutely crazy. You go next down the list, it's Batman. Batman, the biggest brand of all freaking time, $29.99. So we're talking Eric's book is 25, I believe. 35. So pretty close. So here it is. The Man Who Laughs. Here it is. One of the biggest Batman events of all time. Only 5,000 copies. So Eric's selling 8 times what Batman sells in graphic novels, guys. That's crazy. If you think the mainstream industry is not watching this, it goes down the line. Look at how fast the drop-off is for sales. Those are the top 2. By the time you get into the top 10, they're only selling like 3,000 copies. My books sell about 1,000 copies. So we're, honestly, they want to say we're not competing with the mainstream industry, that we're not on the level with them. We 100% are. Their advertising budgets for these books are absolutely monstrous, and we're doing this just through word of mouth, just through people on the internet checking it out, saying these guys are awesome and wanting to get into our books. I saw an interesting comment the other day. They always say like, yeah, well, they're just buying the books because of you, not because of they're liking the book or anything like that. That's their go-to to try to knock these down at this point, to try to knock Eric down, Ethan down, myself down. But think about this, guys. What do people buy when they buy the mainstream industry? They're not buying it for the book. They're not buying it for the creator. They're just buying it for the brand name. Just because it says Batman on it, that's why it's selling better than anything else. That book could have been anything. If it filed the serial numbers off of Batman, it was just that creator, it wasn't DC Comics, that book would be selling like 200 copies maybe on Kickstarter. That's it. That's the hard truth about it. People don't buy a Tom Taylor book because Tom Taylor wrote it and they love Tom Taylor. They buy it because it says Superman on it, and that's a brand that they recognize through billions and billions of dollars of advertising over 100 years. Think about that. If you look at that and you extrapolate what we're doing in a short amount of time with this movement, with the We Will Win, with the Fandom Menace, with the Geeks and Gamers, with Friday Night Tights, with Comicsgate, and we've just been at this a few short years, what we're doing is really incredible, and Eric really is breaking this industry at this point. It's amazing. All right. Happy stuff. I love reporting good stuff, guys. How are you today? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button. And if you got money left over from your ISOM purchase, make sure to check out Overmind on my backer kit right now. That link is in the description below. See you.